Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm one Vexy guy, and today on Crucible Training Grounds, we're going to be covering a topic that will instantly improve your PvP gameplay experience or weapon feel. Or I hope it will. And I'm talking about armor mods. Now, a little precursor here. This video is aimed at new Crucible players. That's whether you are literally just getting started, generally want to improve, like you don't know what basic mods to use or using PvE mods and just want some advice, or you're literally just going to play 3 Crucible matches to get your pinnacles. I hope this video will help you. My goal is for you to better enjoy your Crucible experience and not really feel like the next 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay is going to suck. Basically, I don't want your Crucible experience to feel like Gambit. I might catch some slack for that. I hate Gambit, but I know a lot of people really enjoy it. So if you enjoy it, go play it. Now, quickly also, I will not be touching on Charge of Light mods or any mod combination that pertains to ability regen. We can cover those in a different video or an ability build video, if wanted, if there's demand for it. These will be basic mods that I use personally on almost any build focused on gunplay, which is actually a direction that Bungie appears to be taking, with they're trying to reduce movement and reduce abilities and increase more gunplay. And these bit mods can be used with almost any class or subclass. I also want to mention two very specific mods that I highly suggest you search for. They're normally sold by 801. They're very rarely sold, but if you can find the day that they are being sold, please get them. I just got my Powerful Friends recently. So, of course, they are Powerful Friends and Radiant Light. They work in unison to give you 20 mobility and strength, respectively. So they are very sought after mods that will help round out all your builds. Okay, so his really starting point is picking 2 weapons you enjoy using. They can be any archetype you want. I would suggest, using a primary weapon that is a little bit better at mid to long range, and a secondary that's, for short range. However, for this video, use literally whatever you want that you find fun. The only thing you really need to know is the archetype of the weapon. So the archetype of the weapon is said right under the name of the weapons. This is Thorn, it's a hand cannon. This is Cartesian coordinates, a fusion rifle. You can see it there, and if you bring it up, you can see it here. You really need to know those because it pertains to our weapon armor mods. Also, every armor piece that we use has if it's exotic or legendary, has 3 armor slots. So you're going to be looking at the general armor mod, which is a stat boosting mod. And I suggest that every armor piece that you have has some sort of stat booster to it. And then you have the general, like the armor mod, right? So this is arms armor mod, this head helmet armor mod. Those are the ones we're going to be focused on today. And then you have the combat style armor mod, which we're not going to touch on today. So for the helmet, we essentially have 2 main choices we can use here, which is ammo finder or a targeting mod. Now, in my case, I'm using hand cannon, so I'm going to put a hand cannon targeting mod on. I suggest you use targeting mods because they improve target acquisition, accuracy, and aim down sight speed for your hand cannons. Essentially, it'll make your weapon of choice, your primary, feel more responsive and more forgiving. So it's really nice mods to use. If you can double up on them, definitely do that. You don't get the same, so I believe it's plus 15 aim assistance. Could be wrong, but I believe it's plus 15. But if you use 2 of them, you get 22.5. So you're getting a 7.5 boost from using the second one. On the gloves, we actually have 2 gauntlets arms. We have 2 really good PvP mods. We have a reloader and we have a dexterity. I would recommend almost for all my builds, and I use this myself, is loader mods. Basically what they do is exactly what they sound like. They increase the reload speed of the specific weapon that you're using. So in my case, hand cannon. I use reloader mods because the time to kill in Destiny is pretty fast and relatively fast. And if it takes me 1.5 seconds or 3 seconds to reload a specific weapon, I'd much rather do the 1.5 seconds and get back in the fight a lot faster. Now the dexterity mods, however, they're also very good. They have faster ready and stow speed for your specific weapon. So I'm using hand cannon here. So if I were to equip that, now what this does is it basically helps at the time that I can draw a weapon and put it away. This is really good for like swapping builds, like if you're doing a bow into hand cannon type thing, or you have a really slow aggressive shotgun that you want to bring out faster. But for the most part, I would suggest using loader mods. Again, both are great. Experiment with what you enjoy best, but just my recommendation. Now for the chest armor, we're going to be using, essentially you have rocket reserves and you have unflinching weapon aim. So in this situation, we're going to be using unflinching hand cannon, and what that does is reduces flinching from incoming fire while aiming my hand cannons. So exactly what it sounds. If I'm aiming here, aiming like this, when I get shot, instead of going way up here, maybe we're only going to like here, right? So it helps you stay on target and hopefully win the engagement a little better. Now legs are a bit of a longer one. As I said, this video is for newer people, so newer people to Crucible. So I'm really just gonna go over real quick here the difference between primary and special. So your primary weapon, it can be also be in your secondary slot, but see how it says dark as before, 1329 primary, and it's white. That means it's a primary weapon. Now this one, Cartesian coordinate, has 1330 special. That means it uses special ammo. And what that means is that it is generally a more unique weapon and a more powerful weapon in PvP. So it also starts off with low ammo reserves. So for instance, the Cartesian coordinate, when I load in, I have 2 shots. Now if I eliminate an opposing guardian who's also using a special, they'll drop a green brick on the ground, and I'll have to go pick it up, and I'll get 1 shot back. Okay, so keep that in mind because now I have, you get your shot back. So with the leg piece, I recommend that you use whatever special you're using. You put on what's called a Scavenger Mod. So we have, sorry, I should have stated we have Scavenger Mods and we have Holster Mods. You want to use a Scavenger Mod. So what this does is when I go pick up that green brick, instead of getting 1 shot back in my reserves and having to reload my Cartesian, I get 2. So now if I use 1 to eliminate the Guardian, now I have 3, which is a good thing. If you do decide not to use a special, then you can use holster mods for whatever weapon you don't have out as much, because basically what that does is the weapon is stowed, it reloads itself slowly. Now the last thing I want to go over is the utility mod. So I'm using Hunter, so I have Hunter cloaks. These mods here are not specific to gunplay, they're more so specific to ability play. So bear with me here, I'm going to try and explain them. I'm going to go over the arc and solar first. Yeah, arc and solar. So solar is one, I find personally that grenades are really good in PvP. So solar has a thing that is called, a mod that's called bomber. So it reduces your grenade cooldown when using your class ability. And arc has one called outreach, which reduces your melee cooldown when using your class ability. So essentially, I'm here, I got some stateless grenades there, and instead of shadow diving them, everyone hates shadow dive, we're gonna dodge. Now look at my grenade meter in the bottom left-hand corner there. When I dodge, you get a little chunk of it back. That is directly tied to how long your class ability is. So hunters, because they can use dodge a lot in quicker succession, get a smaller portion back. Whereas let's say a warlock where a rift takes 43 seconds to come back, they get a larger chunk. It's almost like a quarter of the grenade energy back. And then of course outreach does the exact same thing but for your melee abilities. Now the other two I want to go over is stasis and void. Now void has one called perpetuation, reduces class ability cooldown when using your class ability. Okay, and stasis has utility kickstart. When your class ability energy is fully expended, you gain class ability energy. So essentially what this does is both these are geared towards getting your class ability back faster. So for hunters, sorry, I should say this right off the top, is that it really matters what your stats set at. So for hunters, mobility is the defining factor for dodging. And if in this case I will have it set to 100 after I put my power friends on. There you go. I have it set to 100, which means it comes back in 11 seconds. So through my limited experience with it, or from my limited research and my a lot of experience with it, is that if you have 5 or more as a hunter, if you have 5 or more mobility, you want to use utility kickstart, and if you have 5 or if you have under 5, you want to use perpetuation. That gets you the fastest dodge back. But now I'm using 2 utility kickstarts, and watch my dodge meter there. When I do it, and you finish, it automatically gives you a ton of it back. So if it takes 11 seconds without this on, with one of them it takes 9 seconds, and with 2 it takes 8 seconds. So you're getting your dodge ability back quite fast, and you can be a roly-poly hunter if you'd like. So that just about ends it for the video. As I said, a quick overview, helmet targeting mods, gauntlets, you can use loader or dexterity. I recommend loader. Unflinching mods for the chest, scavenger mods for the boots if you're using anything that uses special ammo, and if not, holster mods. And then the bottom depends on your whatever you're using. I would recommend starting off with perhaps a bomber build because your grenades are pretty good, or you can use utility kickstart to get your class ability energy back faster. So that concludes it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave a like, and if you feel like it, you can subscribe. But also, please comment down below your experiences or anything you want to talk about in the comment section. That'd be great. This has been fun. So thank you for stopping by, and have a great day.